Greece and Germany. Well, the good news for both of these teams that they've qualified already for the World Cup, but they want to keep the momentum going. We'll talk more about that. Israel winning at home over Serbia already today in Group L, and Estonia are also getting ready to take on Georgia. So as things are, these two teams up at the top unbeaten, but Serbia's loss has left them with some work to do at 5-4, and Israel have given themselves new hope, setting up an interesting and exciting final 3 games for that country. Also, Georgia, Israel, they'll be nipping at the heels, no doubt about it. And we are talking about Germany now and Greece. And the reason why this game is still important is because if you are among the highest 8 teams in the FIBA World Rankings that actually qualify for the World Cup, you will go into the March 16th draw as designated as one of the leaders of the 8 groups for the group phase. So this is going to be an important game from that standpoint for Greece and for Germany. And Greece clearly, you know, one of the traditional heavyweights. Germany trying to rekindle the good times, and so far so good under Henrik Rödel, a member of the Greek team that won the European title, the Eurobasket, back in 1993, not long after he won an NCAA title, just a few months after winning the NCAA title at the University of North Carolina under the legendary and late Dean Smith. Of course, he played for Svetislav Pešić when he won that Eurobasket title with Germany. Greece, what a story they've been. I mean, you might as well go ahead and always mention the word drama alongside Greece, because they have played in some dramatic games. They started things off in the first round with that incredible overtime win at Great Britain. Jonas Atheneo, who is in the team tonight, hit that incredible go-ahead three-pointer late. It was an incredible performance from Jonas Barousas. And then, of course, in their most recent game in the last window, they beat Georgia right at the death in Tbilisi to punch their ticket for the World Cup. Now, we're going to have a pause for the playing of the national anthems for both Germany and Greece. Okay, the national anthems have been played, and the coaches shake hands, and the players as well. Beforehand, remember these two teams, or these two countries rather, squared off in the final of the Eurobasket back in 2005. The great Dirk Nowitzki was MVP of that tournament, but Greece won it. One of their famous moments. Antonio Conde in the middle, Fernando Calatrava on the left, and Boris Krejci from Slovenia. So two Spanish referees and a Slovenian. There's Femmerling, who the former center of Germany, who played in that game back in 2005. Now one of the assistants to Henrik Rodel. So here is the lineup. Henrik Rodel's team: Andreas Obst from the bottom, Kareem Yallo from MHP Riesa Lewisburg, Mike Zerbis, Johannes Thiemann, Philip Herkenhoff, Bastian Dorit, Robin Benzing, Tim Schneider, Karsten Tata, Ismet Akpinar, Niels Gefai, and Andreas Seifert. I'm not sure who would have predicted this German team would be unbeaten right now. Gefai, Akpinar, Tata, Robin Benzing, and Bastian Dorit in the starting five. But unbeaten they are, having swept Serbia in the first round. And of course, getting off to a winning start in the last round, that unlikely win over Israel that was quite bizarre in nature. Linos Risakopoulos, Yanoulis Larinzakis, Antonis Koniatis, Jonas Atheneo, Jonas Boroussas, Lefteris Bokoridis, Paniatis Vasilopoulos, Dimitris Mavroidis, Michailis Tyrelis, Nikos Gikas, all in that Greek team. And their starting five will be Larinzakis, Koniatis, Boroussas, Vasilopoulos, and Christos Salustros, who plays for Prometheus here in Patras. So it's a big moment for that club that has really put itself on the map with some pretty solid performances the last few years. They're one of the more impressive newcomers in the Basketball Champions League this season. Henrik Rodel is again the coach of Germany, the former Eurobasket champion with them. And Thanasis Kotopoulos, who is the head coach of Greece and doing a fine job at the helm. Can't have any issues with him when you consider he's led this team to an unbeaten record, just like Rodel. Well, before the start of the game tonight, folks, we're going to have a moment of silence in honor and memory of Patrick Bowman, the former Secretary General of FIBA, who died unexpectedly, tragically, on October 13th while he was in Argentina representing international basketball for so long, and also a member of the IOC, the International Olympic Committee. He was committed to making life better, basketball better, sports better, all around, improving, things for everybody. And this is one of his legacies, really. He was deeply involved in the World Cup qualifiers, bringing those in and bringing basketball back to the fans, the home fans, on a more regular basis, so they get a chance to see their teams. And of course, it's been proven already to be a huge success. So Patrick Bowman passed away sadly at the age of 51, and missed by all. People he worked with, people he came into contact with. He was never afraid to shake the tree, as he used to like to say, if it meant making things better. So we're going to have a moment of silence in memory of Patrick Bowman. Okay, well, we invite you to sit back and enjoy the action now, whether you're watching it on your TV, your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop, wherever you are, you're here with us, and welcome to the party. Well, good evening, folks. If you're just joining us, we are in Patras, Greece for the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 European Qualifier Group L game between Greece and Germany. Both of these teams have won all of their games in the qualifiers. Quite a story. They qualified for the World Cup with 2 windows to spare. Akpinar comes out and hits a three-pointer and is fouled by Konyadis. So quite a start for Ismail Akpinar. Caught the pass from Benzing. And more you see the three-point shooters getting fouled, and increasingly getting fouled while making the three-point shot. So bright start here for Germany. Well, Borussis, tremendous player. Here he is. And Larzakis drives down the middle. How much better has he become since really he started playing with Ike in the Basketball Champions League and also in these World Cup qualifiers? His career is on an upward trajectory. Karsten Tata, meanwhile, hits the mid-range jump shot. Greece right now, number 9 in the FIBA World Ranking for men, presented by Nike. Germany at number 22. And Borussis drives in and scores over Zervis. There's Tata. Now Benzing. He's with Besiktas right now. Another team in the Basketball Champions League, and he scores impressively. Going right at Vasilopoulos, who played for Greece back at the 2008 Olympics. And now Konyadis picks up his second foul, leaning in. Nope, he's been called. Yes, he has. Been called for his second foul. Nice jump shot again from Akpinar. So bright start for him. A little bit of confusion whether or not that was a foul. Yes, I think it was, but for some reason on the graphic it only shows 1 foul for Greece. And now the reach, and Akpinar, who's been scoring, now comes up and makes a play defensively. Beautiful bounce pass. But Niels Giffey not successful with the layup. Good hustle back by Vasilopoulos to get the block. And he does indeed have 2 fouls. Salustros, meanwhile, gets the fans on their feet. Scoring with an alley-oop. And Vasilopoulos picks up the foul. You have to say he's probably in the running for a spot on that World Cup roster. I mean, he's got the experience, kind of a role player, doesn't mind doing the dirty work. And good pressure there from Christos Salustros, forcing the turnover. And you can see there's a real affinity for him here and Patras, where they have really put Greek basketball on the map in this place. I went to Eurobasket Women there in 2003 in this arena. Salustros. And Lanizakis with the rebound. Now Baroussis turns, puts it up, and lays it up and in. Defy hands it off to Zerbis. Short little jumper. His first basket. Baroussis fakes the handoff, goes all the way, and he is short with his attempt. And now Benzing. His pass batted away by Baroussis. It'll be interesting to see where Baroussis, how he is viewed in Greek basketball history once he decides to hang him up, and hopefully that's not going to be anytime soon. I certainly don't think it is because of the high level that he continues to play at. Three-pointer is good. So Robin Benzing that's his reputation. Captain of this German team. And answering in kind from Lanizakis, and that's a part of his game that just keeps getting better and better. He's hit a lot of threes playing for Ike. Tata over to Gafai, and that's his reputation for hitting some three-pointers. And boy, both of these clubs coming out tonight, both of these teams rather, and playing some impressive basketball. And the dump down low to Baroussis. He was fouled by Zerbis. Carson Tata takes a seat. See the gifted but inexperienced Kareem Yallo there beside him. Another three attempt, this time short from Lanizakis. Turning and scoring is Robin Benzing. Right over Christos Salustros. Atheneo. If his three had not gone against Great Britain, and it was an amazing three-pointer, you need to look back at it and the way it was taken with the clock winding down. Here's Benzing. Defy with the rebound and puts it up and in. And Skortopoulos decides to call a timeout as Germany extend their lead to 11 points. Rebounding totals, Germany 4-2. They lead it.
Wir spielen 44. Andi, wenn du den Ball hier bekommst, okay?
Germany a perfect 3 of 3 from deep.
Nach dem Block, tief. Ja, du rollst runter vor den Ball. Okay, Ball zurück oder hier Handoff. Und Mike, du bist im Rücken. Andi, bist du jetzt frei, okay?
Zwei Teamfouls, gleiche Matchups. Alle bleiben drin von denen.
Now, I was talking about Lanzakis and how proficient he's become from behind the arc. In the Champions League, the Basketball Champions League, he plays for Ike, the team that won it all last season. And this season, he's 16 of 35. He's shooting at a 45.7% clip from three-point range. So if he shoots the ball well, and you know there's a great tradition of great three-point shooters in Greece, yeah, he could be a part of this Greece national team for a long time. Here he is, putting it on the deck and driving to the basket. And probably more than anything else, to really get minutes in this Greece team, you have got to have the brain. I mean, if you watch them play, you'll understand how everybody is on the same page. There's Barousas. Lanzakis again, this time short, but Barousas there for the putback. Akpinar over to Benzing for three. Lanzakis calls the play. And the ball hit out of bounds. It's Lanzakis. Watch this Barousas. These two big hands come up and just push it up and in. It's Benzing, Dorit, Gafai. See Zerbis taking a breather here. Andreas Obst, number 42, and Johannes Thiemann on the court right now for Germany. Oh, look at the shake and bake from Barousas. Oh, I mean, you run out of words, out of superlatives to describe how good he is. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. It's going to be interesting to see how he is viewed when it's all said and done. He was a part, not a big part of the team that won it, but he was nevertheless a part of that team that won it in 2005, the Eurobasket. Thiemann was open, he took it. And foul called on Christos Salustros. He was wrapping up Niels Gafai. I'm looking forward to this one here, folks. Linos Persikopoulos comes in of PAOK. Was recently the MVP of the week in the Basketball Champions League, and he obtained that after a stunning performance at Iberostar Tenerife. Inside it goes, and Barousas lays it up and in. There really is just no player on the court that can guard him one-on-one, in my opinion. Gafai, baseline, passes it back outside. Gafai, oh, beautiful pass. Did you see that to Benzing? The battle of unbeatens. And Lanzakis, Gianoulis Lanzakis is fouled as he turns and gets into the lane. Here it is again. Watch this. Five, remember he won a title at UConn, University of Connecticut, the Huskies. Had a successful career ever since, coming back to Europe. And Seifert just kept the pressure on a little bit too much there. So they trailed by 11, and Greece on a roll here now. They've pulled to within 3 inside the final minute of this first quarter. Chrysikopoulos with the no-look pass. Lanzakis puts it in, rattles it in. Look at him, he looks up at the crowd. He's easy to root for. He plays hard. Look at him. He's all over Obst. Now the pass into the corner. Baston thought it misses, and Kafai wasn't able to chase it down before he stepped out of bounds. That was Lanzakis on his last basket, and he encouraged the crowd to get behind him. Chrysikopoulos with his first assist on his debut here with Greece. Five-second differential in the game clock and the shot clock. Timon. That's a thankless task, having to guard against Barousas, who gets in and scores. And the long shot is short. So Greece, what was it we were saying? They were trailing by 11, and Germany were looking really good. Well, this shot right here puts them on top. The great Jonas Barousas, who already has 12 points. Greece lead it 23-22. Well, Germany just haven't been able to stop Greece. They're 10 of 11. The only thing that they haven't done well is shoot the 3 well. And Germany had some makes early from deep, but now they're 3 of 9. So as you look back at some of the great games, as you look back at this, the way this game started, Germany were in fine fettle. I mean, everything was clicking. They were up 22-11. With about 3:30 remaining, 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half, and Skotopoulos called timeout. And since that point, Greece have gone on a 12-0 run. So, you know, that's called making good use of your timeout, figuring that one out. The high of Barousas this year came in that opening game. The now 35 years of age Barousas had 27 points. He was 10 of 7 from the floor that night. And then he had 21 in the first round win over Estonia. Those are his 2 highest scoring games. There's President Vasilakopoulos, Greek Basketball Federation, looking on proudly. Chrysikopoulos puts it on the deck. A little too strong. Obst puts it up, and Seifert battles with Timon, or Yalo rather, and now Atheneo has it. Rysakopoulos again, going up against Yalo, and banks it in. It's pretty tough, doesn't he? And he's not shy. Now Yalo, shaking and baking, gets inside. Ball hit out to Rysakopoulos, and he hands it back off to Gianoulis Larentzakis. That time Larentzakis dribbled it off of his opponent's foot. He gets it back and he puts up a three-pointer. Goodness gracious. Now the turnover, and Rysakopoulos sizes it up, passes it back outside to Larentzakis. He only made that to prove my point that he's become a very good three-point shooter. That's another look at Larentzakis drilling it. Look at that. You see those kids in the stands? You think they enjoyed seeing that? This is what it's all about, man. Coming back. This is my house. And these fans, especially the kids, getting a chance to see these Greeks. It's interesting, you talk to all the players, and when they were kids, they talk about the players that they used to look up to. So back in 2005, those guys, the Papaloukases and the Diamantides, they were talking about looking up to the Giannakises and players from that era. You see 7 points for Benzing. And now these kids, no doubt, they will be talking about having seen Larentzakis drill that long three-pointer. That's what it's about. It's about giving them a chance to come and see the national team. Now, interestingly as well, as we look at this Greek five that's on the floor, there's a story about all of these guys. I mean, it's interesting. But with Larentzakis, he's actually he scored the first points in the Basketball Champions League when it was launched in 2016. That's a pretty nice claim to fame, isn't it? Here's Rysakopoulos. He's just playing with so much confidence as well right now. He was supposed to be in the team in the last window, but he got injured right before the games, and you can see that he is he's elevating his game right now. Now Timon catches it. They whip it around. Dorit for three. And Timon with the putback, and he's fouled. So what a run that was for Germany. And it finally comes to an end. Well, Zerbis comes back into the game. In the FIBA rankings, I think I told you earlier, Germany are down at, well, I don't want to say down, but they are number 22. Greece are currently number 9. So there is a gap in the rankings between these two teams. Of course, other players will play as well that aren't here tonight at the World Cup. Quick pass, and the ball goes off of Vasilopoulos and into the hands of Germany. Timon did not convert that three-point play opportunity, missed that free throw. And Haris Yiannopoulos comes into the game. Zerbis, push shot, misses it. He's got to hit that one. And Dorit pulls up and hits the short jumper. Now from the right corner, Latinzakis misses. Had a hand in the face from Obst, but the long rebound goes back out to Atheneo. And three-pointer is good. Excuse me, from Yiannopoulos. Back to an 8-point lead for Greece. Timon passes it back outside to Yallo, but intercepted by Latinzakis. Atheneo over to Risakopoulos. Latinzakis for three. Too much, too hard this time. Obst. Risakopoulos fouls. Bastian Dorit, the second team foul on Greece. Dimitris Mavroidis checks into the game. Number 22, one of the real seasoned veterans, as well as Lefteris Bokaridis. Exciting talent. Benzing gets bumped by Risakopoulos. Linos Risakopoulos bumped him out of bounds, and then he looks at the referee and says, he's out of bounds. How could it be a foul? He's out of bounds. Gafai has it knocked away. Mavroidis, his first contribution is a steal, fast break, and layup. The telegraphing of passes by Germany are going to lead to this. And after a bright start, Germany right now distinctly second best.
Wir haben nur ein Foul, ja? Das ist nicht genug. Wir müssen ein bisschen Präsenz zeigen. Okay, die werden an, sie sind aggressiv, an Motion gut, wir haben wieder weiter gute Würfe bekommen, der Ball muss sich ein bisschen mehr bewegen da vorne. Aber es geht im Moment echt um Defense. Sie haben die ganzen Sachen, die wir besprochen haben, die penetrieren Basketball. Wenn die erstmal in dem Ding drin sind, dann müssen alle weiter rennen. Wir müssen rennen, rennen.
Points for turnovers. Points in the paint as well. Well, both these teams, you know, their fans can already start making plans to go to China. Well, I guess they can't really yet because they don't know where they will be playing. But they can have in their mind that 2019, why don't we go to the Far East and watch some basketball? Question is, where will they go? I'll tell you, China is a fascinating place if you haven't been. And obviously, you got to go see the Great Wall, amongst other things. The pass, the dunk, and Zervis was blocked by Yiannopoulos. And then Dordet commits the foul. Look at this. The phrase, "get that out of here," comes to mind. Zervis needs to go strong with that and dunk it. But there's no guarantee. There's Yiannopoulos. Comes up high, gets it to Mavroidis. Bokoridis. Look at that. I mean, Zervis thinks I'm scoring here. Now the bump and the foul called on Atheneo. That's number 2 for him. And Akpinar is at the line. And it's been going like that for Greece, really, for the last 10 minutes. Just hasn't been, excuse me, for Germany, it hasn't been working. So Akpinar makes 1 of 2 and reduces the arrears to 9 points. Mavroidis gets inside. Doesn't have quite the same finishing skills as Barousas. Bounce pass to Zervis, who turns and scores this time over Mavroidis. Kusakava sets the pick, and he was going to roll. So Oaks takes a seat. Todd is back in, and a bump and a foul. On Akpinar. Hard to see what he did wrong there, to be honest. The referee had a different look at it. Entry pass, and Kafai blocks the shot but commits the foul on Mavroidis. Excuse me, on Bokoridis. No, it was Mavroidis. Bokoridis that made the pass. Another Prometheus player checks into the game, Nikos Gikas. second one is good. Kick called for Mavroidis, so it'll be 14 on the shot clock and 2:33 remaining in the first half. And Bocaridis this time called for the block. So Greece over the limit, and that puts Germany on the line. Well, everything is a struggle right now for Germany. And it's odd because they started so well, so confidently, but even the free throws they're having issues with. Tada makes 1 of 2. Misakopoulos steps back and misses. Zerbis with the board. Now Akpina for 3. Good! And just like that, 38-33. So Greece called timeout. Rebounding numbers. Free throws, field goals. That guy was looking at his date for the night saying, see, I told you Lanerzakas could shoot it. Miskikas bringing it up the floor. Hands it off to Bocaridis. Bocaridis. And the ball, goodness me. How did Greece get a layup out of that? Well, they stuck with it, that's for sure. Yiannopoulos has it. Mavroidis going to go to work on Zerbis. Passes it to Yiannopoulos in the corner. And the rebound by Mavroidis. And the offensive rebound by Bokorides. Foul's been called. Greeks have looked good tonight. Had a little bit of a shaky start, but they've come back strong. And now they're back up by 12 points. Benzing. And Rissikopoulos called for the foul. I think he must have called him in the face. Oh, yeah. Well, you want to get a hand in the face, but you don't want to get a hand on the face. So Schneider has checked in for Germany. Tim Schneider, power forward, 21 years of age. He's a big boy. 2.05 meters, 6 feet 9 inches. So both free throws good. Now 7.8 seconds remain. Bokorides passes, and Greece had a shot, but they did not convert it. So Germany dodged a bullet right there at the end. Greece nevertheless leading at 45-35 over Germany at halftime. Greece's numbers pretty good inside the arc. They're getting some good looks. 13 of 19. Germany 9 of 15. And blocks with 7 German turnovers have been a little bit of a problem, because Greece has scored 14 points off those turnovers. So every time they turn it over, they get punished. So looking back at the first half highlights, and Borussia, remember, started fast and was almost unstoppable. They had 12 points in the first quarter. He's got 15 at halftime. Excuse me, he's got 12 with an efficiency rating of 15 at halftime, but also Larinzakis has 12 points. Larinzakis 2 of 6 from three-point range. Giannopoulos is 2 of 4 from three-point range. And it's Giffey who has the team-high 3 turnovers for Germany. So we're at halftime. Again, it's Greece leading at 45-35 in the battle of unbeatens. Both these teams have already qualified for the World Cup, but nevertheless, they want to keep that locomotive moving in the right direction. We'll be right back for the start of the second half. 45-35, Greece on top of Germany at halftime. Greece have looked very good tonight. Playing here in front of the home crowd in Patras. And looking to stay unbeaten. You have to say that Greece, one of the most famous teams really in recent times in international basketball, even though they missed out on the Olympics in 2012 and 2016. They played in 2008. They hosted it in 2004. Of course, they won the Eurobasket title in 2005 against Germany, beating them in the final. Then the following year at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in Saitama, they had that incredible run all the way to the final before they lost to Spain. And on that, their last win, in fact, came against the United States, winning that semifinal 101-95. And that was quite a game. It's the last time the USA have lost in a big tournament. Of course, the USA have lost a couple of games in the World Cup qualifiers. They were beaten last night soundly by Argentina. Well, second half action underway here in Patras, Greece. And the battle of two teams that have been undefeated in these qualifiers. And Bruce is back in the game and already wreaking havoc, already causing trouble. He had those 15 points in the first half, 12 of those coming in the opening quarter. He can shoot it. And Yiannopoulos flies in for the offensive rebound. I have to say he's been sort of an X factor tonight. On both the defensive end and the offensive end. 8 points, 2 rebounds, a steal, and a block. Drive and Benzing short. Brusis outlet to Larzakis. Now Atheneo has it. Watching Patrick Femmerling over there on that Greek bench. Looks like he wants to get back out there and play some. I tell you, Bruce, it seems like he's gotten better with age and continues to get better with age. 35 years old now, best player in the court. Certainly the toughest to contain. Vasilopoulos misses, and then Larzakis gets the rebound. That's very frustrating for Germany to give that away, but a good job by Tata to knock it out of Larzakis' hands. And then Vasilopoulos steps in front and blocks his path. Watch this. I personally don't like that play by Vasilopoulos because I find it disruptive, but almost in the free the fast break mode. You want to see the move into the lane and the attempt to score. Third foul on him. Gafai and Zerbis kept it alive, got it back for Germany. And Robin Benzing a little bit too hard. And now Akpinar gets it. That was Gafai, I think, that knocked it away so he could sneak in there and take it. Akpinar pulls up from deep. And Germany right now just ice cold. And there you see the same foul they called on Vasilopoulos. They've called it on Benzing. And that's the right call. Now Baroussis. Much better job, but Yiannopoulos flies in, just takes it. Baroussis just so smart. Look at that. He just knows. Yiannopoulos cuts in there and gets the layup, and now it's a 14-point lead. And again, Baroussis knocks it away. Might need to try a bounce pass. Gafai off target. Gafai again. And another foul on Greece. On Yiannopoulos. Not sure why they're giving him shots on that, though. He wasn't. I didn't think he was in shooting motion, and it's only the second team foul. Well, that's how they called it. And Gafai makes both to get it back to a 12-point deficit. Now Baroussis backs up, turns and scores. 17 points. The word unstoppable comes to mind. Benzing and Zerbis with the rebound and still can't get it to go. That's the frustrating part for Zerbis. See the frustration. So Germany right now kind of fighting something. Not only they're having to overcome Greece, and this is what happened. Greece will frustrate you. They'll get you out of your game, and it's hard to get back into your rhythm. Baroussis back outside to Lionzakis. Now Baroussis running a hook. Akpinar. And Zerbis with the follow and the putback to get it back to 10 points. Well, Zerbis is certainly playing with some determination right now. He knows all eyes are on him as one of the guys is trying to stop Barousas. And Barousas misses the jump shot. Benzing for three. Still can't get it to fall. And now the hold called on Benzing. Benzing is right now 1 of 6 from three-point range. Ops comes back in for Gafai. Now Larzakis into the corner. Atheneo. And he was bumped by Akpinar. Remember, both these teams have already qualified for the World Cup, but they want to keep winning games in the hope that's going to improve their seeding. And for the draw, and Larzakis drives in. Back to a 12-point advantage. And Benzing takes the bump. And again, misses the shot. That was Larzakis scoring at the other end. And you can see that they're desperate to execute. You know, these guys are homing in on wanting to make that Greek team that plays at the World Cup. They want to be a part of the magic. And every performance that they have is being looked at. Benzing makes both. Quick pass inside, and Barousas again. Right place. He rolls. Atheneo knew exactly where he was. Quick pass, and Oaks misses from the right. Benzing answers. Now the dump to Barousas again. Lays it up and in. And they just do not have an answer for him. Zerbis, an easy one. Can they get a stop, Germany? That's the question. 3.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. They seem to have found their way offensively. But it's at this end of the court where they continue to have problems with the man asking for the ball right there. He's either going to score or he's going to make the pass that leads to the man that scores. Look at this. Bam. Every time. I think Bruce has decided he wants to have another high-scoring game tonight. Oops, gets it over to Benzing. And again, Benzing fouled while shooting the jumper. Trying to make the shot to get the potential three-point play. Remember, Akpinar had the 4-point play to start the game. Timon comes in. Tada takes a seat. And Hrusakopoulos is back in. Vasilopoulos goes out. Christos Soulustros comes back in for Greece. Well, Germany hanging around. It still feels a little comfortable for Greece, though. Bruce was fouled by Timon. Bruce just keeps pouring in the points, and Greece just continue to be comfortable. And Rodel, if he drops off and double teams on Borussis, somebody's going to be open. No, he doesn't make both free throws, so possibility. Ashton Dorit back in, the veteran guard, number 13. Entry pass, and Timon scores. Well, they did a good job feeding that low post, Germany, having some joy with Benzing, and that was Borussis who fell asleep there. Nathaneo drives in, and again a miss. Timon with the board. Over to Gafai. Obst puts it up and in. Obst hesitated and then decided, I'm taking this all the way. So Germany clearly feel like they can get to the rim. And that's a great job by him to avoid the charge. So late in the third quarter here, and Greece need to reorganize.
Ο Λίνος στο 4, εσύ στο 5. Ωραία. Περνάμε. Ανοίγει ο Λίνος. Εντάξει. Δεν θα το σπάσουμε. Άρχισε το κανονικό θα παίξουμε.
21 points for Borussis. 5 rebounds, 3 steals.
Εδώ χάρισε εδώ και εσύ θα πας και θα παίξεις με τον Γιάννη. Καλό ρολί. Ανέβα στην κάτω εσύ θα είσαι για το σου.
Mit dem Ball rein, bis ihr rüberkommt zum Doppel. Und dann sind wir hier in die anderen Hälfte. Und dann closer.
15 points for Benzing tonight.
Aber du musst hin zur Baseline forcieren. Ja, der soll hier den Ball bekommen. Und erste rüber.
3 assists as well.
Okay.
.50 remaining here in this third quarter. Greece coming out of the timeout. See if Kotopoulos' talk has done them any good. Borussis is also out of the game now. It's a smaller Greek team. Ashton Dorit called for the foul there on Soulustros. And that puts him on the line. So not how Germany would have wanted that, to commit a foul to put them on the line for an easy one, but now they have to answer. And it's Benzing who takes the bump and still can't quite get the three-point play opportunity. Russikopoulos whistled for the foul. And he misses one, and you can see the frustration with Rudel. Nothing seems to be working right now. Second one is good. And a backcourt violation. Good defense by Bastian Dorit. Ateneo turns it over. Five on the shot clock. Dorit. Quick pass. Timon needs to go up. And waited too long. Greece with those 16 points off the German turnovers and just 2 points for Germany off Greece's turnovers. Cyrolis in the game and draws the foul, so he earns the trip to the line. To Cyrolis, excuse me. Another of the Prometheus players. Second one is good. And Cyrelis raises his finger to say, I was the guilty party there. Yallo back in, also for Germany. Tim Schneider back into the game. Well, the free throws are important at this stage. And Timon makes the first and also the second. Free throws, who are we kidding? Free throws are always important, but they're magnified when you're down. The fire goes out. Atheneo right at the end of the quarter. And he was off target. So at the end of the third quarter, Greece, well, they're still leading, but by just 7 points over Germany. Greece 20 of 30 inside the arc, 14 of 25 for Germany, but Germany's 16 of 20 at the free throw line, so they're doing a lot.
World. FIBA Basketball World Cup is right here. You want it? Come and get it.
Looking back at some of the highlights, a lot of teams trying to punch their ticket to the World Cup. If France were to win tonight against the Czech Republic, they would clinch their place, but they're trailing right now, 56-54 in Pardubice. Finland are up 7 on Russia. The winner of that game will be in 3rd place in Group K, so that's a group that'll probably go right to the wire. And Bulgaria is edging Bosnia and Herzegovina, also in Group K, 74-70 right now. That's early in the 4th quarter. The Finland game is late in the 3rd quarter. George is also playing. That's the other game in action tonight at Estonia, winning that one by 7 early in the 4th quarter. Earlier today, Israel won in Group L over Serbia, 83-74 to leave that group open. And Italy, obviously yesterday, they won 70-65 in Group J. Poland, boy, were they impressive last night, winning at the Netherlands, 105-78. They shot it lights out, hitting 8 of their first 9 3-pointers. Montenegro continued their impressive resurgence, winning at Latvia, 84-75, and Croatia got an important win over Hungary. Ukraine piled on the misery for Slovenia, winning that one by 32 or 28. Turkey won against Spain, 71-67. So it's all happening, folks. The 5th window of the World Cup qualifiers. And the 3-pointer has been made by Atheneo, and he was fouled at the same time by Kareem Yallo. Chalk that one up to inexperience for Kareem Yallo. And again, with Atheneo, he just seems to have a knack for hitting the big shot, just like he did at Great Britain. Right when Germany are making their comeback, he comes out and does that. And these Greek fans enjoying the moment. $11 points. The difference. Benzing, nice footwork, and he earns a trip back to the line for a 3-point play. And Benzing completes it. He's been good tonight. He's kind of taken over here he was struggling, but Rodol's kept going to him. Attacking the basket more. He's got 19 points now. Timon picks up the foul. Yeah, Timon's thinking, how am I hit with a foul on that one? And another foul called on Timon. Mavroidis passes it back out to Atheneo. 8 points, the difference Here comes Dorit. You know, if it starts to get close, you know who's going. You know who's going to check back into the game for Greece. It'll be Barousas. Obst. Oh, beautiful take from Obst. It's the second time in the game that he has seized the opportunity. Really has a nice little explosive step there. And he makes the layup to cut it back to 6 points. And quickly in response, the drive and the dish to Mavroidis from Larentzakis. Benzing thought about the three, but they've had more success driving. And once again, a foul called as Benzing goes up for a jumper. Well, Mavroidis out of the game and Barousas comes back in, so could be the end of that. That's kind of how dominant he is. When he sat down, he was sort of not playing at his best, but you can believe that when he comes back in, he'll be impactful as Benzing misses the first free throw. Tsyrelis, meanwhile, his time on the court has come to an end. He's going back to the bench. Had 3 points and a couple of fouls. 7 points the difference. So I wonder if Benzing will sit down for long. Defy comes back in. And maybe a little bit more pressure here from Germany. Here's Barousas going up against Timon. Is somebody going to drop down and help? They need to. Oh, Barousas falls down, but Larentzakis hits the three-pointer. Goodness me. 17 points now for him. What a great story. Obst pulls up for three, and the follow dunk from Timon. Nobody boxed him out, and he just threw it down. So Yallo out of the game, and Zerbis is back in. And a foul, meanwhile, has put Nikos Gikas on the line, and he misses the first. So the foul was called on Giffey. Niels Giffey. And Gikas is guarding it, and it's back to a 9-point game. Still plenty of time. Obst. Obst bumped by Gikas. That's team foul, I believe, number 3 in this quarter. And the drive, oh goodness me! Timon just posterized Barousas. You don't see that happen very often. And Timon playing like a beast of burden out there. Boy, he is getting after him. Oops. And the Germans are fired up after the Timon jam. There it is again. Look at that. Timon's played with some confidence. He was getting pushed around. Defy puts it on the deck, gets it to Zerbis, soft touch, gets it to go, and Germany now trailing by just 3. They've stayed with it. And the crowd trying to get into it. Quick pass down low, and Timon blocked it after it went off of the backboard. So that's automatically goaltending. And Akpinar fouled as he crosses midcourt by Gikas. There he goes. They're both hustling for the ball. It's kind of a tough call, really, on Gikas. I think they're both going for it. So, stroke of good fortune there for Akpinar. Akpinar again makes the free throw. Germany outscoring Greece 16-12 in this quarter and down by just 3, but it's taking a superhuman effort to get level with the Greeks. They're so tough when they lead from the front. Now coming from behind, Barousas holds on to it well, gets it over to Athanaeus. He drills a 3. He's only got big 3-pointers in him, doesn't he? He must concentrate better when it's a clutch moment. Oh, Gaffey went behind his back. Oh, what a play from Niels Gaffey. That was impressive stuff right there. Went behind his back and then controlled the dribble and then it back to his right. Made it look easy. Nice skill. Now falling down, and Gaffey called for the foul on Larantzakis. What a terrific contest we've had. Both free throws good. And Akpinar was short. And you just wonder if that Athanaeus 3-pointer is going to be the one that was just kind of a mid-quarter dagger. Just swung the momentum back for Greece. Now Barousas goes in. And Calatrava calls the foul. So saying before the shot, so he will go to the line. He's just tough to stop. There's no two ways about it. as he's done all night, Bruce just keeps pouring them in. And a reach and a foul on Ethaneo. 3:55 remaining, so that puts Germany back on the line. So Benzing, he's had some free throw issues today. Had a good game, but hasn't particularly shot it well from three-point range. He's 1 of 6, and now at the free throw line, 9 of 12, 10 of 13. I think that's acceptable free throw shooting, to be honest. Almost 77%. Here he is again. Barusas short this time. Now Benzing up the floor. He's going to pull up for three. Will this one go? No. Oh, but the follow jam by Timon. And he has decided, I'm going to be on the highlight reel tonight. The second time. Look at this.
Λέω στην επίδεση παίζουμε 5 σάιτ. Εδώ είναι ο Βασιλόπουλος, εδώ είναι ο Γιάννης, εδώ ο Λάρη, ο Χρήστος και ο Γιάννης. Ανοίγει ο Χρήστος, βγαίνει ο Πάνος, μπάλα, καλό προς πικ. Παίρνει ο Γιάννης και παίζουμε το άξιο που είπαμε. Πικ, πικ, να βγει και να κόψει.
Timon's been very effective in his almost 17 minutes on the court. 14 points, 7 rebounds. The challenge for him has been to try to make an impact on defending Barusas. He's got 3 fouls, but that's the challenge that every opposing center has. Rebounding-wise, Germany winning that battle, 29-21. And really, both clubs or both teams shooting it well at the free throw line. Vasilopoulos. And Barusas turns it over. Kind of a bad turnover by him. Benzing pulls up for 3, just can't buy it. A 3 tonight, 1 of 8 from long range. I guess he's a guy that knocks down a lot. He just thinks he's got to take that even if they're not falling tonight. And once again, with Barusas holding on to it, Germany come around and like a little trap almost, where they know he tends to hold on to the ball, and twice in succession now they've forced turnovers. That was Obst. And Zerba's called for a foul. Trying to set the screen. Rude. Not sold on the foul, as you can see by his expression. Both hands go to his head. And Lazakas put Oates down, and three-pointer made by Gikas. Oh, Salustro, excuse me. Akpinar to Zerbis. And Barousas with the rebound. This is where Greece are going to be smart. They're going to take time off the clock. And then they get it over to Atheneo, and another three, and that might just have done it. Atheneo has been the man with the plan when it comes to hitting the big threes tonight. Here he is again. Textbook release. Look at this, the follow through. 3 of 6 from three-point range. He's got 10 points, 5 assists.
Okay, Einwurf 10. Wir sind vorne, oder? Wir sind vorne. Ja. 10. 1, 2, 4 und 5.
Three-point shooting, a massive difference, isn't it? 6 more makes for Greece, and Robin Benzing is the man who will be the first to tell you that he's got to do better, especially if he's going to be taking as many as he takes. He's just 1 of 8, and overall he's had a decent game. Other than that, he just can't get his 3 to fall today. 20 assists for Greece, no surprise there. Nice way to spend a Friday evening in Patras, Greece. You can see this good crowd here. Basketball coming home. This is my house. And that's what you want to do. You want to take it around the country so everybody gets to watch the national team play. $11 points. Greece are up. Benzing once again is going to take a 3 and finally hits it. Where has that been, Robin Benzing? Back to 8. Again, Laurenzakis taking some time off. Shot clock down to 7. Good D from Timon. He's been outstanding in the second half. Playing very positive. Benzing again. And the Germans were up there for the rebound, but it was Christos Salustros who comes down with it, and Benzing is just frustrated that he hasn't been able to again hit a 3. Christos Salustros takes it back to a 9-point lead. And Benzing takes the hit and goes to the line. The clock stops. So that gets it back to 8, and now he'll have the chance to get it to 7. Well, don't forget that bizarre game that happened in the last window when they were hosting Israel, and Israel went to the line. I'm trying to remember how many seconds were left. It was like 1 second or less than a second. Well, what happened was Oded Katash, the Israel coach, instructed his player to miss the 3. So Germany would not be able to call a timeout and attempt a 3-pointer. So he missed it, but he missed it so badly that he didn't hit the rim, and that allowed Germany to advance the ball. And then they tied it when they inbounded it to Maxi Kleber, and then they won in overtime. Don't know that we're going to have that similar happen tonight, but you just never give up, really. You play to the last second. Barousas gets inside, lays it up and in. Good no-look pass from Atheneo. Akpinar started the game with a 4-point play. $13 points for him, 4-5 at the line. Only makes 1 of 2 on that trip. So there's only going to be one team now undefeated here in this group, and it's going to be Greece. Germany gave excellent effort tonight, but Greece win it 92-84 here in Patras. (92-84), Greece win it over Germany. They improved to 9-0, and Germany fall to 8-1. The three-point shot was huge. If you look at it, 10 of 22 for Greece, 5 of 23 for Germany. Germany did get to the free throw line a lot. I think if they look back at it, they'll be disappointed how they allowed Greece to build the lead. They looked maybe like they gave them a little bit too much respect, because the way they got after them in the second half, you know, they were much better. Brusis with 25 and 7. 3 steals as well for him, and he had the 3 turnovers. Thank you to them as well. Shouting Hellas there. You see Lionzakis with 19, Yiannopoulos with 10. He was great in the first half. And Brusis, I'm not sure who he was speaking to there, but he was speaking with a lot of passion. And that was a huge three-pointer right there. Fouled and got the 4-point play. Benzing kept at it, as did Obst and Timon, who was terrific. As Timon really, I have to say, posterizing Brusis with that one. Then he just took his game to new heights. Following it again with that dunk. But Atheneo just kind of like sealed the deal, as he often does with his three-point shooting. The good people of Great Britain will remind you. And then Yiannopoulos again, just another look at something that he did. So Brusis once again torments an opponent in so many different ways, with his scoring, with his passing. Atheneo seems to be kind of the man for the big occasion when it comes to hitting the big shots at the right time, but also making some big plays. But I don't think Germany should hang their heads about this performance tonight. They were on the road against a very good Greek team. They probably, their worst spell of the game, Germany, came obviously after they had the 11-point lead, and they just let it slip too much. And Greece went on, they outscored them by about 20 points in a row. And they just never were able to get it back to level terms after. Congratulations to France tonight. They punched their ticket for the World Cup. They were trailing for much of the game in Pardubice, but have beaten the Czech Republic. And Bulgaria have also won. But in Group L, it's Greece now 9-0, Germany 8-1. Of course, they'll play again. Serbia at 5-4, Georgia 4-5, and Israel 4-5. Estonia 2-7. Georgia and Estonia are playing each other right now. In fact, Georgia have won that game 80-73. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching.